Hello, welcome to Sysco's Test Kitchen. My name is Peter Burke, and what we're going to do today is talk about one of our great items under our Butcher Block Reserve pork loin. It's a center cut boneless pork loin. They come 2 in a case. They're about 6 to 9 pounds each. So one of the first things that we can do with this boneless pork loin is what a lot of people do, is they season this, put it in a pan, roast it whole, and now I have a roasted pork loin that I can use for sandwiches. What I'm going to do is showing you how to cut it into portions that can be so simple and easy as all you have to do is draw your knife across. First of all, what you need to do is square this off so that we're cutting square all the way down. So I'm going to cut a little bit of this pork off, and as I said earlier, none of this is waste. So I'm going to take this end, and what I can do here with this end is I can cut it into cubes that I can use for pork cubes or pork stew. I can cut it into julienne pieces where I'm cutting it thin, trimming it down, doing pork fajitas, pork stir fry. Different applications like that is what you're going to have once I take and square off this end, because nothing is wasted. I can cut a 6-ounce chop that is going to cost me about 65 cents, and all I need to do that is find that thickness, draw my knife across it, and there I have a beautiful 6-ounce pork chop. The other thing that I can start to do now is cut 4-ounce portions for breakfast. You're looking at pieces that could very well easily give you some benefit on a nice breakfast item, hash browns, eggs, and a pork steak. What I am going to do now though is show you how to do a 4-ouncer, or you could even do a 5, up to 6 if you wanted to. But you're taking this, and then all we're going to do with this is smack it out. You get the idea. You can pound it as thin as you want, but I can dredge this in flour, egg wash, and breadcrumbs, and then I can deep fry this and put it on a hoagie bun, on a ciabatta bun, a brioche bun, build it up with lettuce and tomato, some nice sriracha mayo, some different things of that nature, and I can come up with a really nice 4-ounce sandwich that's costing me 55 cents approximately on the meat item. So the next item I think works well is some dinner chops. By cutting here again, we're looking at this, and I'm going to now cut some 8-ounce chops for a dinner portion, and a great little item here of cutting some 8-ouncers and serving those as a nice little dinner option. And then what I'm going to do is cut a 10-ouncer. And what you do with that 10-ouncer is I'm going to take the fat cap side and I'm going to make an incision with my boning knife and cut it in here. And then I just want to get it in. I don't want to make the incision too big, but I want to move my French or boning knife inside so that I have a good sized pocket. We're going to bring it over, and I made some stuffing. And we're going to take, this is a mixture here of a vegetable that we have, which is apples, green beans, and rice and craisins. And I'm just added a little breadcrumb to it. And now I can lay these down and I can roast these off. Another item that is a great dinner item is cutting a 12-ounce portion. And then we're going to butterfly it because 12 ounces is going to be really thick. So what you do is you just measure it out, make sure that you're cutting, and if I cut a little heavy, then 12 ounces, I just trim it down, and that goes into more fajita meat or dice. So I have this 12-ounce portion. I'm always going to cut it on the fat side and not the other way. That way I cut it and it'll help lay flat. And I'm just going to butterfly this, and that means just to cut it down without going through the one end. Simple and easy. And now I have a nice 12-ounce, inch-thick cut protein item that I can put a 12-ounce pork chop. As I said, a cost of about $1.65 for this portion. Another way that we can do with the whole boneless pork loin is cut it and stuff it and roll it. And so what I'm going to do here is take a portion of this, but you would do the entire pork loin, but I'll just take a portion about this big. And what you're doing here is you're just grabbing it here, and as I'm cutting it along, I'm kind of rolling it back. And so now I lay it out like this, and I can put my stuffing here in the center. And again, this stuffing could be anything. It could be just julienne vegetables, it could be a stuffing out of bread, it could be a stuffing with seafood. And then what I'm going to do is just take this now and roll this pork loin up. And I have a product that I can now roast. When it's roasted, and we'll slice it, and you will have a stuffing that can be filled inside. All the trim that you come up with, if you're cutting and don't hit the exact size, goes into cubes or into fajita meat or stir-fry strips. So you have a lot of that you can freeze, keep going until you get enough to run for a special. You can cut some 4-ounce portions, use them as a breakfast item instead of bacon and sausage. I can also take and pound it out and do it as a luncheon sandwich on a brioche bun with a little sriracha mayo. I can also cut some luncheon steaks, or these are great even on a banquet. Cut these, tear them off, lay them in a banquet, some nice 6-ouncers. Or we can move into the 8-ounce portions where we have more of a dinner application. A nice pork chop served with some stuffing and a potato. We've taken it and shown you how you can stuff a pork chop, very simple and very easy. Drawing your knife across it, taking the boning knife, and just opening up a pocket, and then filling that pocket full. Then the big thing that I think can really do for steak houses, chop houses, a dinner menu, is taking a 12-ounce portion and butterflying it, taking it from here, butterflying it, and then char grilling that, and make a lot of money in the gross profit. This here item would demand anywhere from $12 to $14 on a menu, and it costs you $1.65. You can stuff it and roll it for banquets, carving, catering, holiday brunches, Sunday brunches, wherever you're carving anything, have it nicely with a nice stuffing inside. Or, as I said in the very beginning, take the whole pork loin and roast it off and just slice it for sandwiches, hot roast beef sandwiches, hot pork sandwiches, commercials, cutting it just up for a banquet, or carving it whole as roasted. So a lot of applications, a lot of menu ideas, a lot of gross profit dollars. Thanks. We'll see you next time.